Alright, let's start recording. I'm here today to record a build order for the Britons. If you play Age of Empires, there's a good chance that you like playing with Archer units, huh? And the Britons, man, they are one of the first Civ on the early Age of the Kings to have an advantage to use their archers. And that's basically because they are very special. Their unique unit is also an archer, the Longbowmen. But here I'm going to show how to perform regular pop 22 archer rush with the Britons. It's not even a rush, it's more like how to go to the feudal age and keep massing archers. That's probably the strategy that can get you most archers with a very sustainable economy and a good castle age uptime, and it's going to be very nice to see. First off, starting from why the Britons are so special, we're going to have to take a look on their tech tree. Their town centers cost less 50% food in Castle Age. Well, that's good for the booming on the Castle Age, but nothing special about the archers. Their foot archers, with the exception of the skirmishers, have +1 and +2 on Castle and Imperial Age. This is basically an extra range on Castle and a second extra range on Imperial, and this is just amazing. You can have a total of 8 range for a crossbowman in the Castle Age. That's even that can, I don't know, outrange a town center by 2. You can outrange any other ranged unit on the game on the Castle Age, probably with the exception of the Janissaries that I think that have 8. But anyway, your archers are going to be much cheaper and fire faster, so that's very nice. Their shepherds work 25% faster, which is awesome. This is the economical bonus of the Britons. This will always give you a good start. This will always give you some good amount of food in the beginning of the game. Their unique unit is the Longbowman, this dude here. It costs 35 wood and 40 gold, so if you like playing with archers, this guy here is a great call for you. He's a slow moving archer, slow moving unit, moves like infantry. He's not fast or doesn't have anything special, so you have to be really careful and not to take bad moves. I think that the secret to play with archers is not take unnecessary risks, is just to play very safe, always knowing how many archers you have, knowing that the most archers you have, the stronger you get, and smaller groups of archers are much more vulnerable than big groups. Their Castle Age tech is the Yeoman, which gives foot archers and skirmishers +1 range, and towers +2 attack. This is just a great tech for defense and attack and ranged units. And you have the Werewolf for trebuchets to have 0.5 blast radius and 100% accuracy. What does it mean? Well, basically, you are going to throw rock from your trebuchet, and you have impact closer to a mangonel. You are going to aim on a big group of skirmishers or a big group of infantry or archers, and you are going to kill a bunch of them with a single rock. That's just awesome. And this 100% accuracy will just let you win the treb wars, which is also important. And as a team bonus that also works as an individual bonus, the Briton archer range work 20% faster. Which are the ones that are going to make this very strategy special? Well, for the later game, all of those. For the early game, the shepherds that work faster, the foot archers that have extra range, and the archer range that work faster. So that's it. Basically, we're going to have fast working archer range, we're going to have a better eco on the Dark Age because of the ship, and this is all that you need to play. So let's go for it. Let's go for the build order, and it's quite simple. We're going to start from the beginning, making houses here. Start making the 2 houses like every Civ does, and scouting until you find your early ship. Just scout a circle around your TC, and you are going to find your ship before you even finish your houses. And now the magic begins. We are going to task our villagers to the ship, and like we do with all the other civs, we are going to put 6 villagers on the food. This will be very like the others, the basic build order of pop 23 archers. So if you have never tested or tried to do archers with any civ, please check this build order. You are going to see the difference on the results because of this civ. It's probably the most perfect civ to do the archer approach, the Britons, you know. And here are we scouting. We just found this beautiful wood out here that we're going to use. We are already eating the second ship, you see? You eat them a lot faster than you would eat them with another civ, and this is what makes the Briton so special. We have already found the boars, they are here on the back. And we are going to make the number camp. We are about to finish already the second ship. Here it is, we just finished the second, we are starting the 30, and later when we start to eat the fourth ship, what I would suggest you is to just immediately send your villager to take the boar. As soon as you start eating it, or even before you start, when you are about to start eating the fourth ship, you will send the villager to the boar. The idea here is that you don't want to get your TC idle, you want to have the boar on your TC by the time you finish your fourth ship. There it goes. We are starting the fourth ship. One of the villagers got statue from the other ship herds is going for the boar. We keep scouting. We just finished to find every resource that we needed for the Dark Age. And we are here taking the boar. Always 2 blasts on the boar, so he doesn't come back. We're gonna come to the middle of the TC. We are always going to aim to the middle of the TC when taking a boar. And we are going to protect the view. See, this way we kill the town center, the boar in the very middle of the town center, which will be great for our economy, guys. Very, very good. Now we are going to use this villager to make a few houses. This villager here is going to make the mill, but before that we are going to task her to make a few houses. Like 2 houses, eh? And we are going to add another villager. Therefore now we have 8 hunters and the 4 villagers on the wood. Just watch end of the basic build orders, and that's the start, the very same start that we use when we are going to play with Drush or with men at arms, with the 4 villagers here. Now that my boar was close to 150 food, I just said to one of my hunters to get the second one. We are now also building the mill, and we are going to send 4 villagers to the berries. We want to have 4 foragers here. The houses, man, you can see that I like to build them already, making some kind of defense for my eco. This is very good, this is very helpful. The boar's coming here, we are about to take it. Ooh, the boar almost take our villager, huh? That was fucking dangerous, man. I don't do the loom for the build orders because I know that I'm not going to suffer any harm. But if you think that you are suffering any harm, or you are playing on the lag, or you are not comfortable, do the loom. You are just going to get 1 view behind during the Dark Age. Later you are going to catch up, do the loom. It's better to be 1 villager later and catch up on the feudal than losing a villager and never catching up. And we are sending more villagers here to the boar, guys. You are going to have a total of 10 villagers here eating the boar. And now we are going to send the next 3 villagers to the wood. This boar is almost finished, so we are going to get some of the villagers here already tasked to get the ship. And now we have 5 villagers taking this ship, a few villagers finishing the boar, and we have 5 villagers taking wood here on this lumber camp. What we are going to do here is a second lumber camp, guys. We are going to do a second lumber camp, and we are going to put 5 more villagers there. But we are going to up with population 22. So there will be 1 villager building here, 1 more to the wood, and we are going to choose 3 guys here, or maybe 3 girls, to go there and take some wood for us. Now we are doing the loom. We have 5 villagers on the second wood, 5 villagers in the first wood, and we are going to send 3 villagers to the goat. I try to choose villagers that are not hurt, that didn't suffer any damage. I think that this is just better for the eco, it's just better for them. It minimizes the risk of getting your villagers killed. We are finishing to make this lumber camp. We are going to micro the villagers now on the wood. We are going to do a small micromanagement of the villagers here. And the idea here is to put each villager in a single resource. Look like that. We are already taking 5 trees. We are already taking like 5 trees here. We are finishing to eat the sheep, and there is one villager here building the barracks.
It's a follow!
Oh, thanks for the follow. And just make a pause to analyze how our eco is set it up for the next age. Well, first off, we have 10 villagers taking wood. We have 5 villagers on that one. We have 5 more villagers on the back wood. We have 4 villagers taking here the berries. 3 guys on the gold. 1 guy making the barracks, and we are about to finish eating the sheep. We are going to get in the feudal age without any sheep to be taken. We didn't also make farms, and the idea here is to save wood. That's why we don't use farm in this build order. We want a massive amount of wood by the very start of the feudal age, so we can do 2 archer ranges. Let's keep it going. Now you know why.
Mandatum.
When those villagers finish to take the ship, you can just send them to take the woods around.
It's a follow!
Oh, by the way,
Ready, chopper.
Yay, chopper.
we are always also going to make a house here. Send a second builder forward. Oh, enemy is going for archers as well, huh? Ah, he's going for the mining camp here. But he probably won't match our time here. We're doing a very good build order with one of the best Archer Civs in the game. This is gonna be good for us, huh? This ain't gonna be bad. Let's take the wood here. We finish building a house. 2 villagers forward and 1 archer range. Second archer range. 2 archer ranges here in the front. Wood up. Double bit axe. And we're going to send more villagers here to the gold. As soon as we have the wood, we are going to also task the horse collar upgrade. So all farms that we are going to make here will have these extra food and wood. We are finishing to build the archer range here, and as soon as we finish, we are going to start making more and more archers, guys.
Yes.
We are going to do archers forever. Let's make a house here. And we are going to put a lot of villagers on the gold. Since those archer ranges work faster, man, it means that you can mass a big amount of archers here. So we are going to have 8 villagers on the gold, and we are going to start making farms with all the new villagers that we make here. You see that different from the other civs, I'm not so worried about the amount of villagers I had on the farms. And the reason for that is quite simple. We ate a lot of sheep, and we ate them fast, so we have some bank of food that can allow us to have very few villagers here on the food in the start of the feudal age. And that's it. We will just keep making archers. Select a villager to make houses. If you are not walled, you can keep walling and keep making the buildings in a way to wall yourself. Ooh, we got housed here, huh? Bad job. But that's alright, we done the house now. More villagers farming. You just test those villagers to those woods, and as soon as they are born, you send them to make some new farm. And we keep making archers here. Huh? The archer ranges are not stopping. We already have this big number of archers here.
Ready.
Now we have a good number, 8 archers already, and 13 minutes. And we keep going. We'll keep this number growing forever, man. And our archer rangers are the fastest on the game. That's huge. Believe it or not, that's huge. Those farms will also take a lot to run out. You see, that's why the 8 villagers, we are not lacking gold to make new archers here. And we're going to add a blacksmith as soon as we can here. Now that we also have the masked archers. Look, the gold, man, it's very tight. We are not just having a lot of extra gold to use here. That's why we need more villagers on the gold than we would with a regular civ. I'm trying my best not to get housed, not to stop the archer production. But it's hard, man, I have to say.
Mandatum. Yay. Golden. Yay, yay.
15 minutes, we already have all these archers here.
Mandatum. Gathering.
My builder keeps making the houses forever.
Mandatum.
I'm lucky to have some deers here, so if you does have those guys, you shall take them.
Ready.
If you don't, you have to make farms.
Bulden.
I'm going to make the farms, I'm not going to use them because I want to show that this build can work
Ready.
even if you are not on your best situation here. You are not stopping doing the archers, that's the most hard stuff to do. And when you don't have the wood to make the farms, man, you just keep sending the villagers to those small woods here. That's huge, huh? Look at that.
Bulden.
Mandatum. Williams. Golden.
Use.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Chopper.
We're going now to make a wheelbarrow. We already have a good number of farms. We have like 11 farms. Let's make at least 12, man.
Great.
Let's make at least 12 farms. You see that we are not needing a lot of farms. With archers, we just reached this number of farms a bit later on the feudal age. When we go for scouts, we have this amount of farms much earlier, and that's okay. That's because we're investing a lot into having gold on the start,
Yes.
which is one thing that the scouts don't do. Oh, I didn't mention, but this flashing upgrade is a must. As soon as you make the blacksmith, you should do this upgrade. My bad, my mistake.
Yay, yay.
But don't try to fight without having it. It's very important. It's 100 food
Mandatum.
and a bit more of gold, and
Bulden.
really, it really works. I even added a few more farms. Now I'm going to add the next villagers here to the gold. Look this amount of archers, man. Is there a problem that we are not on the castle age with 20 minutes? I don't think there is one, because look at the amount of archers we do have. And now you can just evaluate how long you want to stay on the feudal age. If you want to go castle as quick as possible with all these farms set it up, with all these villagers on gold, with all those archers, all you need to do is to just keep making a few villagers to the gold slowly, and then you are going to click up. If you don't want to click up so fast for the castle age, well, my friend, you have no choice, because I just set it up your eco to do it for you. So you are going to click up to castle age, then that's a certain thing. You can't escape from that shit now. Let's just set a few more villagers to the gold.
Ready.
We can even make another mining camp if we want to.
Yes.
Keep making the houses. You can now get more villagers to the wood.
Chopper.
At least 6 per lumber camp. This would be great. This will help your eco a lot.
Yay.
And we are going to keep making archers.
Ready. Yay.
When you reach castle with this amount of archer, you are going to have one of the best crossbowmen army of this game. And once you upgrade them, you are going to have a lot of crossbowmen, but also with 8 range. So basically you will be able to choose the fights that you want to take. If you don't want to fight, you are going to see your enemy coming from miles away,
Ready.
and you are just going to be fine. Now guys, we have about 12 villagers on the gold. We are just going to send villagers to the wood until we are done here. A lot of villagers on the wood, a lot of villagers on the food, a lot of villagers on the gold. We actually made to 14 farms. 14, the magic number for the fast castle, also works when you are setting up the eco here. Huh? And now you can go up. Since you will probably be using archers in team game situation, if you want, you can use your extra resources to make a market, and this will give you the cartography. That's an optional. You don't have to do this, it's not a must, it's just an advice. The gold mining will be very important. Man, you have 12 villagers taking gold.
Ready. D.
I think that it's a good idea to have an upgrade that boosts your gold.
Chopper.
Mandatum. Yes.
When you are having a good, when you are just making the houses, try to go and make them in a direction that's going to protect your base for the next ages. For example, my front here is protected by this wall of houses. My other front has my army here patrolling and camping. Oh, he's never going to cast there. I would have to delete the house. Screw it. And now I'm just walling here on the top side with these views. So I will going to have most of the map for myself just because I did it. If you want your archers to engage other archers and you also want them to prevail, a good option is to have the padded archer armor here. The armor for the archers, it's only 100 food, it's an optional, you can play with only the attack. Some players that are more confident in their micro especially don't do this, but I would advise you, if you have food to spare, to do it. Only if you have food to spare. And that's the amount of archers we have. We are staying a bit too long on the feudal, right? We are like 23 minutes on feudal age yet, but I honestly don't think that's a problem. We used no deer, we used no shit for the eco, we didn't have a third board, we didn't have extra ships. It was a very regular upgrade, and now we reached the castle age. Don't panic, it's about 23, 22, 24 minutes. It depends a lot on your map and what you have done, but you probably has a big mass of archers. Most important, try not losing those archers. You cannot win the fight, go back. Your enemy has a lot of skirmishers, play together with an ally that has scouts. Oh, but my enemy has skirmishers and I'm playing 1v1. Well, man, here you have some options. On the feudal age, you can add the towers to protect yourself, add scouts to counter the skirmishers, add your own skirmishers to fight them back, or wall yourself. Just close this area and don't waste your archers. I think that the biggest thing if you are playing with an Archer Civ is do not fucking waste your archers, dude. Just let those guys survive to Castle Age and they're going to do wonders. That's the basis of your main army. The very unit that you are going to make on the start of the feudal age will be the very core unit of your army until the Imperial Age. So just keep messing those guys and you are not going to regret it. But anyway, now that we are on Castle Age, let's make a list. Let's make a wish list of things that we want to do here. What we want to do is to upgrade the archers. So first, you are going to the archer range and you are going to upgrade the crossbowman. 125 food, 75 gold, and your crossbowman will be a lot stronger. Thanks for nothing. Then, man, you are going to your blacksmith and you are going to upgrade the Bodkin arrow. The Bodkin arrow will give you +1 attack, +1 range, +1 line of sight. So your archers are going to see like Legolas. You are going to shoot like fucking Legolas because you are going to shoot like with 8 range and you have power enough to go down with a lot of knights. If you just kept your archers alive from on the feudal age and you have this big mass and you see an enemy coming with few knights, once you have this upgrade you are just going to choose which knight you want to kill. That's what we need to do regarding the military decisions of the early Castle Age period. Now let's go for the eco. For the eco, what you want to do is to add 2 town centers as soon as you hit the Castle Age. Oh, but I had to make a tower. You did? Well, then what I advise you is to take 2 villagers from the wood, from the food, from whatever, and send to the stone, make a mining camp when you are going to the Castle Age so you can catch up with with the Castle Age uptime and get into Castle Age with at least 200 stone and enough wood. By the way, guys, do you remember the town centers of the Britons that we mentioned here that are that cost 50% less wood? It's going to be very helpful now because each town center will cost only, oh great, it doesn't show me how much it's going to cost. That's nice. Oh, it does, it's here. Oh no, it's not. Oh, come on, screw it. It's half of 275. I'm not going to do the maths for you, but basically you are going to do 2 town centers using only 275 wood. That's Stark's mathematics, that's how it works. Half of it and double of it. That's exactly how it works. And now we are going to make the town centers. We are going to make a town center here. We are going to make another town center here.
Bulden.
We are already upgrading the archers. We are going to upgrade the bow saw. This is a must no matter what you are doing. And if you want, you can also use this time to upgrade the rapid flow and start to remake your farms. Oh, by the way, let's keep making those archers forever, man.
Yay. Bulden.
Let's keep making those guys forever. And of course, we're going to have to be back to make houses.
Bulden.
You can just task your villagers to the woods. The rapid flow is done. Now every farm will have an extra food as well. We have already 12 guys here taking the gold. And why do we need those 12 guys taking the gold if 8 are enough to make the archers? That's another question that we are going to answer now. Okay, 24 minutes, before 25-minute mark, you already have 3 TCs, you already have the wheelbarrow, so you only need like 2 more farms and all those town centers are going to sustain themselves forever. So that's great, your eco is gonna run smoothly. You have big masses of archers and now you need to choose. There are 3 decisions that you can basically make here. Castaway gives you a lot of options. One of the options is to add siege. I like to add siege especially in 1v1 and especially in the situation that I'm either with a good army advantage, this one should be an army advantage, man, or when you are fighting against a guy trying to use skirmishers in his arm, because one shot of mangonel can take down a big mass of skirmishers and you are going to be fine. So mangonels is an option either to defend from skirmishers or to push your enemy from the top of a big hill. Another option that you have is to make a university and do the ballistics. This way you are going to target and with more accuracy, with 100% accuracy, and if your enemy tries to run from the flanks of your crossbowman army with knights, he will still get shotted and you are going to get a lot of units. So I like this, especially when I'm playing against raiding units such as the knights, such as the conquistadors, such as the Aronbai, because you are not only going to have the range but also a lot of accuracy. So university and ballistics is another option. And the third option, which is my favorite, don't do any of those. Screw this shit. Let's just go for the booming. Let's just set our eco to go for the Imperial Age and be even more strong than we are already. Well, I'm choosing the third option. You can try to add the mangonel here. You can try to add university and make the ballistics. These are all great. It will always be situational. There is no right choice here. But eventually you are going to eventually you are going back to your eco. You are going to look at that and you are going to see, okay, the mangonels didn't finish the game. The ballistics didn't finish the game. I have to boom. I have to build myself to go to the Imperial Age. And that's what we are going to do this. We are going to skip this mangonel bullshit, this ballistics, and we're just going to do a very, very soft boom while using the crossbowman here, while keep making the crossbowman like forever. And the accident of gold, if you are not going to use this to make the mangonel or to upgrade the ballistics, we can just keep using it to either add more archer ranges and keep making even more archers, or just get it and use to later advance to the Imperial Age. So let's go for it. All the 3 TCs running, archers being made, houses also being made here, and what we are going to do here is to add more farms.
Briton.
You can add those farms around the TCs like that.
Yay. Bulden.
That's the safest place for you to add farms,
Bulden.
with the exception of a very exposed town center, alright? If you have a very exposed town center, then you probably don't want to be adding the farms there. You rather add the farms a bit more behind on your eco. We are also remaking the farms here. We have this big mass of archer. We are already making a second big mass of archers. Never stopping to make houses. Slowly making farms, slowly making farms. But Stark, how much farms should I make, man? Well, you want a number to at least know where you are going to, I will give a number. Try to go for 30 farms. 30 will probably be enough for you to go Castle, to go Imperial Age. So that's a good number. So basically we have 22 now, and we're going to keep making farms. Ooh, enemies here.
Chopper.
That's alright. We have a lot more archers, a lot more range. We start firing at these guys before they even know what's happening here. Look at that. This is one case where we could try to use the mangonel instead. Oh my god, they also have the armor. Let's go back. In this one case of those, we can just add now an siege workshop, go for the mangonel. Try to keep all your villagers safe. This will be very important for you to survive. And of course, always choose the good fights. Oh my god, he's going to kill my villagers. Stop killing my villagers, man. Come on. What's the matter with this guy, man? He's just ruining my fucking video, man. Oh my god. Fucking Smurfs, man. Smurfs everywhere. You can't just play, man. Smurfs are everywhere nowadays. It's unbelievable. Anyway, we're making the mangonel. We also have these two bands of archers here, and we're not going to lose those guys. About the farms, we already have 27, 28 with that one. Well guys, good news is that we are about here to have enough units to go and fight and go for the Imperial Age. We're almost with enough farms. We're going to do a university. The mangonel now can give us a good advantage against ranged units. Our army is fucking huge, and we only have 2 archer range since the start. We just need to remake a few farms. We are finishing this. Where are my houses, man? Come on. We need this. And we are about to click Imperial Age. Oh, look at that, huh? Ooh, that's terrible. We are going to lose this mangonel. Let's just stay back. We are probably going to advance to Imperial Age sooner. Our eco didn't waste any food. And we are sending villagers to the gold, villagers to the wood. If you want to add a castle, put some villagers on the stone. I like to put at least 6 or 7, so I can go really fast for this castle idea. And we are going to patrol here. We are going to pick a hill, we are going to patrol. And once we are in Imperial Age, we will have one of the best archers of the game. I won't say it's the best, because I think there are a few better options or more useful ones depending on the situation. Just to remember, we have 28 farms. What the fuck, man? We did the 3rd farms, huh? Two farms missing here. I should stop drinking, huh? Get your time to look at your eco. If you have bad lumber camps such as this one, try to move them for better woods. Make new lumber camps when you need. If you want, upgrade the armors of the archer. Once again, it's still optional, because we are going to have a lot of extra range, so maybe we don't even need that. And I stopped making the archers for a while, man. That was a mistake. Sometimes we lose focus, right? We are making more houses here. All this corner of the map, we won all this corner just by walling ourselves. This other one is where we are. We also have the scout here. I don't know why. He survived. Good for him. And if this was a team game, it's about 32 minutes and we are about to reach the Imperial Age with an army of almost 8 units here. Almost 8 archers. 55. Ah, scrap. I thought we would have much more. I'm disappointed with myself. But guys, we are about to reach the Imperial Age. And let's take a look on the stats of our crossbowmen before we advance. We have a unit with 5+2 attack, 7 attack, 8 range, 5+3, and just by advancing we are going to have some extra range.
Yay.
Boom! 9 fucking range. And once we make the bracer, we're going to have more line of sight, more attack, more range. We are also going to upgrade the arbalest. We already did the ballistics. We are now going to upgrade the chemistry. We are going to upgrade the two-man saw. We are going to make the rent card. We are going to keep making views. I also upgraded the stone here so we can build up our castle as soon as we can. And once you are on Imperial Age like that, a good thing to do is to add more archer ranges. I should have added those even earlier, but with more archer ranges like that, you can mass the archers. Now that's it. We have this big mass of archer, and it will just do the job for us. If we are facing an army that we can't kill, that is too strong for us, we just need to go back. But look at that. He don't even get the chance to fight back, to fight against our archers. Even if this guy had arbalests, he would still be in a big trouble, and that's the big thing with the Britons. They usually win the fights over there. They usually win the fights here. Oh, there's a mangonel here. Ooh, dangerous, huh? But it will get shotted before it can barely touch us. That's how it's going to work. That's terrible for the enemy, man. Those archers are very good. That's what you want to do. As soon as you can, you are going to make the castle, and here you can also make a few decisions. If you are playing a team game, there are situations where you just want to keep full archers. You are just going to keep massing those guys, eventually switching for the Longbowmen. You are probably working together with an ally that is using cavalry, and that's exactly what you are going to do. You are not going to do anything else from that. But in some cases, you are still fighting with your ally, but you guys might be having some trouble to deal with some very strong cavalry where your numbers are not mattering too much. For example, let's say you and your ally are trying to fight against the Franks, and together with the Franks there's other guy also making cavalry or something like that. In this case, what you can do is to switch into halberdiers. Sometimes if you're playing 1v1, you might be also having to choose between adding halberdiers as your second unit or light cavalry. I think that both are very useful in different situations. In this situation, like this one, this very specific one, fighting against a civilization that's going for skirmishers, what I would try to do was either adding runs, either adding light caps, because those both are very good against elite skirmishers. And if I were fighting, for example, against a civ that was focusing on making knights to repel me, knights and siege, let's say the Slavs would be making knights and probably some siege, like the siege run. What I would do was to switch into the halberdiers. So that's very important. You might have a core army, but also a secondary unit, especially in 1v1. But for team game, there will be situations where just that will be enough. And now it's the time, 35 minutes, that you are probably thinking, we should establish a trade route. If that's a team game, what you should be doing is probably making houses like that through the corner and had a safe corner for yourself. With that, we will be fine. And now it's just a matter of keep it going. I think that the game is basically over from there. We have a lot of options to follow from here, but that's basically how the build order works. That's what I wanted to show, how you develop your economy until this point. Also, if you want to switch into longbows, what you should be doing is to go heavy for the stone to add the castles. We also could upgrade the armor, the gold, the upgrade armor, but those are the essential ones, the chemistry and the range. And that's it. Even with a counter army, there isn't much that your enemy can do, because the range will just make sure that you are going to have a lot of shots shotted from your crossbowmen and from your arbalest before enemy can do anything. That's it. Pop 22 archers for the Britons. You are going to see a lot of things in tournaments, especially team game tournaments, when you see Britons going for the corners. Ooh, look at the mangonel. It can barely shoot. It will die before it reaches you. And that was it. I hope you enjoy it. Let's just make a small analysis of our times here and our military numbers, of course. we had 72 archers. This was the number that we had on the early Imperial Age or on the late Castle Age, just by keep making the archers. It's very different to just keep messing your archers and not losing them. You can fight, just don't lose the archers. If you can't win the fight or you are not sure, don't fight. Only if this fight or the risk of fighting it will give you the game. I would suggest you just to play safe and keep messing the archers. That's probably the best approach, because you are going to have a fucking archer that ball by the early Imperial Age. Technology stats, we advanced with barely 10 minutes to the Feudal Age, and we are going to have like 8 archers by the 13-minute mark. You are going to have like 20 archers by the 15 or 16-minute mark. So we are going to have a big army from the Feudal Age of archers. This big army can deal with most of the threats that you can suffer during the Feudal Age, and even if your enemy goes for a knight fast castle, man, he would need so much knights to deal with a pack of archers like that, so that you are going to basically be safe until the Castle Age. Imperial Age was not so great. I think that a good time to achieve here is something like 30 minutes, 32, but if you just go with 33, man, that's awesome. One thing that you must have in your mind is, if you are going for archers, you want to go faster than the guy going for knights on the Castle Age. You have an ally making knights, he's having to expend a lot of food to make those knights, he's having to upgrade expensive armors, he's probably having to mass those knights, and this is going to be very costly for him. He's using a lot of food, he will need a lot of farms. You, man, with something between 26 to 30 farms, are going to just click Imperial Age without much of a risk. The continuation of this build order is pretty much like the Archer one, but the difference from that one, from the Archer one, is that you were just having a better time, you were just having a bigger army and a better eco just by using the Britons. A civilization meant to go for archers, doing an archer build order, an optimized archer build order, and that's what you see here. Society-wise, we barely touched the 100 villager mark. That's more than enough. And that's how big it looks like. You can see when you start to grow the army, post-Feudal Age, you are going to grow your army in a better ratio than your enemy. Eventually, you are going to have the military advantage because you will upgrade, you advanced earlier, because your archer ranges work faster, because you are a smart man and you are not to go and keep trading archers with skirmishers. You are not going to be stupid, you are going to save those guys, and that's basically how it's going to work. Hope you enjoy it. GG.